Hey, yeah, it's Shay from Champion, and I'm about to jump into some next level lessons for you guys. Okay, um, so basically, I'm about to give you a crash course in quantum physics. Okay, and I will be teaching it as simplistically as I can. To help you understand that side of your ascension process, okay? And yeah, so this is going to be very, very interesting. Trying to teach this. And look, in regards to physics itself, I did study physics in high school and things like that. So I do have quite a scientific mind in that sense. So it's kind of going to be interesting for all of us, including myself, basically to pull it back to this level, basically, and looking at your ascension process in in the aspect of, shall we say, quantum physics, okay? Because this is a completely different side of it. We can look at it as energy moving, shifting, and all that stuff, but we also do need to have a more realistic view of what's actually going on as well, in regards to your process, your progress as well, with the different quantum aspects, okay? Because you're moving into quantum time, basically, and so you need to have some form of information, knowledge, okay, to use as tools, basically, as a foundational aspect, okay, to keep going forward. So I will do my best to explain this stuff, and to be perfectly honest with you, this is stuff I know, okay, and this is basically like with the whole Claire series, okay, what I know I need to break down to teach, okay, for you guys. So so it is a bit like that for me, and and yeah, we'll see how we go, and I will do my absolute best to teach this as simplistically as I can for you to understand, okay? And the thing is, look, at the end of the day, your soul knows exactly what's going on and what I'm talking about, okay? For a lot of this is for you human to understand, okay, this is what's happening, okay, this is what's happening, kind of thing, okay? Otherwise, your soul's like, yeah, I know. I'm cool with this. I know what's going on, okay? Because your soul knows all as it is, okay? All right. The other thing I want to quickly mention, before I sat down to get ready to do this video, I had another little, shall we say, timeline complete for myself, literally just minutes ago. And because of that, I received something within my body. And I'm just, are you serious? But it's okay. And look, I've had moments of completing particular timelines and completing particular tasks. And, one of the times that I had completed something major, which is a part of my Indigo 3 contract, when I had completed a portion of that, and it was quite a large portion of making peace and things like that. In the moment that it happened, and that I made peace with that situation and all the rest of that, unfortunately, collateral damage situation happened with my daughter, and we had hospital visits and all the rest of it following that incident. It's unfortunate, but these are the things that do happen, okay? Life-changing events do occur once we complete particular things, okay? But with that one, I had a very strong, assertive word to my higher self about that, because I basically said to them, okay, the next time I complete shit, can you please not take it out of my children? Okay, take it out of me. I will cop it. I'm quite happy to wear that shit, but not my children, basically. So yeah, something just got completed, and then I felt like my a pelvic bone had just been pulled out of me, a portion of my pelvic bone. That's not nice. That is that really freaking hurt. But that's what I felt before, and that was an indication of completion of that particular timeline. So, and that's okay, because that's me dealing with it and feeling that and copying that, basically, okay? Not my children, and not having them be collateral damage, okay, in regards to the work that I do, okay? So, yeah, so I'm just letting you know, basically, that happened. Yeah, that's why I'm saying it. Goosebumps. So yeah, just letting you guys know, basically, when you do complete major things, okay, major tasks and duties that your soul has, okay, when you do complete that stuff, life-changing events do happen, okay, they do. And, you know, hopefully they don't affect innocence around you, like your children and you know, that kind of thing. But yeah, look, as I said, I stated that intention. I made that very clear. Just take it out of me next time, because I don't want my children getting hurt, basically. But yeah, you will notice that yourself when you achieve particular things, when you go up to another level, when you complete particular tasks, okay, life-changing events happen, one way, shape or form, okay? Yeah, so just a heads up for those of you who are wondering. Yeah, so I just had a little bit of an experience with that just before. Yeah, it really freaking hurt. It did. Is what it is. Okay, so let's open up this quantum physics section of Miss Cheese School of Funsies. And, and Francie, I can hear you laughing. But yeah, look, this is where it's going. This is what you need to know, okay? I am going to be more I'm going to teach you more complex stuff, more intricate things, okay? Because you need to know, and particularly, excuse me, particularly for second wavers, okay? You guys are coming close to ascending, and you need to know this stuff. If you haven't done your research yourself and found the information elsewhere, I will do my best to teach it here, okay, for you, and help you as much as I can, okay, as I always say, and do my best with simplifying what I know, if that makes sense. Like, it's just putting it in words to understand, okay? All right, now I've drawn up, because I've got these two whiteboards now, which is awesome. I feel like Miss Chi. So I've drawn up a couple of things for you guys, and I will just kind of run through them briefly, okay? And if you guys have any questions, okay, please don't hesitate to ask, okay? Because when it comes to quantum physics and, you know, quantum mechanics and things like that, it can get a little whoa for people who aren't, shall we say, more scientifically minded. But please keep in mind also, just on that note, that it's the human, the little human may not be so scientifically minded, but your soul is. Okay, your soul knows exactly what's going on, okay, and your soul will understand what I'm saying, okay. Yeah, so I will get stuck into this. Okay, so basically in this video, I'm just going to discuss timelines a little bit for you, okay, and basically, shall we say, the beginning of your, shall we say, your soul contract, okay. Here at this time, in this space of time, since your birth here into the physical reality, and what you've been doing this whole entire time up until you've been activated into your fast track portion of your ascension process, okay? And please know, I've said it before, but basically every single one of our souls contracted particular things into our little humans' lives, okay? And it's all these things have happened because they're meant to, because that's what your soul contracted for, all these occurrences, events, all the rest of it, okay? And it is all in line with your ascension process, because as I've said before, you've been ascending since birth, okay? And you will know that within yourself, okay? You look back at your life and you can see where things slot in, okay? That's why I'm saying it. And you put together the pieces of your puzzle, basically, of your ascension process, okay? It's been happening since the day you were born, okay? Now, with the soul contracts, okay, yes, every single soul has put in particular things for you to experience, for your little human to experience, and for your little human to overcome those experiences and transcend those experiences, okay? Now, pretty much from this point onwards, because I'm teaching you quantum physics and the next level shit, okay, part of being in this space and part of teaching this stuff to you is basically letting you know that your ascension process is the path of transcendence. Okay, now, little humans, bless them, little humans want to call this the ascension path, okay? And I've used that term somewhat loosely, but I've used that term more in regards to human understanding, okay? But you are literally on the path of transcendence, because you are transcending the human condition, you are transcending the human reality, okay? And all the rest of it, okay? And this is where things start to get a little bit more complex and intricate. And please also know that this is also where I start bursting some bubbles for you, and you will see this. And this is probably going to do a lot of things with your little human. So goosebumps. But I have to do this because you have to know what's going on, okay? So as I've said, I think really, really early on when I started doing, you know, the whole teaching role, I did say that where I'm at, everything is very complex and very intricate and very intricate. And yeah, just really technical. And, you know, I could quite easily burst people's bubbles, and I could have done it quite easily ages ago, but now that I'm teaching you this next level stuff, this is where I will definitely burst your bubbles, okay? To help you understand where you are, what your role, thank you, your role is in the big picture, okay, basically. And look, it's your little human that is going to react and whatnot, but your soul knows, okay, always, your soul always knows. As I've said before, all the information that you have ever sought is within you. It literally is. Your soul knows everything that you, your little human, wants to know, okay? So I'm going to do my best to teach you some of this stuff, okay? But yeah, just for you guys to know, it is going to involve bursting some bubbles for you, okay? But for now, before I get into the swing of bursting bubbles, I'm just going to start with the timeline stuff, okay? Okay, so getting back to the soul contract before I went off on a freaking tangent, but anyway, back to your soul contracts, okay? Now, as I said, yes, you've come into this world with particular aspects to work through, okay? Aspects of your soul contract. Now, basically, how do we put this? When you are born into your process of transcendence, okay? And you are born into whatever family situation that was needed for your process and all the rest of it, okay? Now, basically, you come into this world with a fragmented soul. Yes, okay? Higher dimensional versions of yourself, yes, are full, complete, sovereign, all the rest of it, okay? But down here in the physical reality, when you are born into this world, your soul is fragmented, okay? And through your path of transcendence, you are collecting parts of yourself back in, okay? And this is where timelines, where I need to discuss timelines with you. Okay, so basically what I've drawn up here, okay, is is the soul fragmentation there. Okay, so that's when you were born, okay, and you had all these portions of yourself that had been fragmented, and they're out there on all these different timelines across all time, space, realities, okay? Now, as you go through your life, your human life, and then you get activated into your the fast track portion of your, now they're going to mince my words, in your path of transcendence, that whole space of time, you are still working to rebuild yourself, okay, to pull in these fragments, okay, and when you hit the fast track portion, that's when you become conscious of it, okay. You may or may not have had inklings of it throughout your human's life as such, but when you hit the fast track portion, this is when you become very, very conscious of the fact that you are collecting yourself from all these timelines, okay? And this is where I've drawn up this part here, okay? So this is you in the middle. These are all the timelines that you're working through, and all these blue circles are portions of you, okay? The fragmented portions of yourself that is existing on all these timelines, okay? And again, with the whole time aspect of life, time does not exist. It is a man-made concept and all the rest of it, okay? Time is cyclical, okay? It's always cyclical. You are existing on all of these timelines concurrently, okay? And yeah, so you, as you work through particular aspects within your physical reality, okay, and also energetically, depending on where you are at with excuse me, your clair abilities, particularly your clairsentience, okay, you are collecting yourself regardless, okay? You're working through, you are transmuting all these energies, and you are collecting portions of yourself back into yourself, okay? You are rebuilding yourself, okay? And and yeah, so this is where it's important to be aware of timelines, okay, and particular things that that you're working through, okay? And this is where you need to take that objective perspective at your process, okay? Because every single thing that you're working through in your physical reality is a part of those fragmented pieces that you're pulling back into yourself, okay? To what's that word? Regenerate, to complete, somewhat to complete your light body, okay? And yeah, I believe that's, yeah, okay. So look, this is a process that is continual, okay? It continues right up until you ascend, okay? And then from that point onwards, you start to work through different things according to whatever it is that you agree on with God, with whoever, higher beings, okay? But for now, you are working through that. Thank you. And this is part of the what's called the soul matrix, okay? This initial part where you get activated into the fast track portion of your path of transcendence. And I know they're going to get me to correct myself. But yeah, when you get activated into the fast track portion, that's where you start working through the soul matrix, okay? And that's where the fragmentation is, and you're pulling yourself back in, okay? As you work through all those energies, as you're stripping back all that stuff, as you're purging everything, as you're clearing your mental bodies and your emotional bodies and all the rest of it, okay? While you're clearing it all out, you're pulling portions of yourselves back in, okay? And thank you. It works simultaneously, okay? And this is when when you start collapsing timelines, that's because that's done. You have pulled in a portion of yourself. So when that timeline is collapsed, it's done. Okay? You have that. If you called yourself a puzzle, basically, okay, all these pieces of the puzzle of yourself are often different timelines, okay? And so when timelines get collapsed, that puzzle comes in, that puzzle piece comes in and it's here. And then another one, and then another one, so on and so forth, okay? So that is essentially what that part is, okay? And that is part of the soul matrix. And soul matrix is, shall we say, thank you, the initiate's level, okay, into the path of transcendence, okay? And that is why it is the path of transcendence, because you are transcending the soul matrix and human conditionings and the human physical reality. You are transcending that. This is the process of that. You're transcending that, okay? And then the next level after that is the monad level, which they want me to draw up. So I'm just going to pause this for a minute and and draw this for you, and I will be right back. Okay, just give me a minute. Okay, I'm back. And I've had a tiny little break for myself as well. But I have drawn up this diagram for you guys, okay, just to help you guys understand a little bit more. I will break these down in separate transmission installments for you, okay, because this is going to be one of those videos where you kind of watch it and it just feels like everything's condensed, okay? But this is basically more of an intro into the quantum physics side of things. So I will just kind of briefly go through some things, okay, as I previously mentioned. Okay, excuse me. So basically what I've drawn up here are the levels that you'll work through, that you are transcending, okay? So basically, there's the soul matrix. And then once you've transcended the soul matrix, which exists within your earth reality, okay, your physical reality is part of that, okay? Once you've transcended that, you then move up into the monad, okay? Now the monad part is, I put the G there because it's galactic, yes it is. But basically the monad part is your soul group, okay? Specifically your soul group of other beings who are of your level, okay? And usually with the monad level, once you break into that, the monad matrix, and you start working through those energies, okay, basically you're going to have people come to you, or you're going to come into meeting people who are from your soul group, okay? Excuse me, this was me last year, okay? I came into meeting other first wavers and whatnot, and all the rest of that, which was amazing, because when you have that moment where you do have that contact with someone who is part of your soul group, who is the same level as you, okay, when you have that contact with them, you know that, you can feel that within yourself, okay? As I have explained to Francie myself, basically when I came into contact with my dear friend who is a fellow first waver, because I was being guided for a couple of weeks to contact her, because I was watching her work, and I was guided to contact her, and my little human was like, no, I don't want to, no, because I don't like asking, I don't like approaching people and that kind of thing, particularly about this with my ascension process or path of transcendence, because I was still feeling very unstable as such, and not really knowing what was going on, but just knew that I was on this path and that I did need assistance, yeah. And you know, this is one of the other things as well that I get to do for you guys, because for myself, going through my fast track portion, and particularly last year, I had no idea what I was doing, okay? I had nobody to really teach me that this is what's happening with you, this is what you're going through, this is what you'll be experiencing, this is all this stuff, everything that I'm doing here for you guys. I didn't really have that. I didn't. And even when I came into contact with my fellow first wave of friends and we started communicating, you know, we were still figuring things out ourselves. We were literally figuring everything out. The fact that we're actually setting new templates, we're doing all this work and we have no idea what we're doing, and there is literally nobody teaching us this stuff, basically, because thank you, because we're doing a completely experimental ascension process, but it is what it is. Anyway, so when she and I came into contact, when I finally sent her an email, and we started conversing and things, it was like coming home. It really felt like coming home, because when I was first led to her and started watching her stuff, I could feel my soul excited, extremely excited, basically exclaiming within me. I could hear, basically exclaiming, my kin, my kin. Here's my kin, as in my fellow soul family members, so to speak, and soul group member, okay, as I would come to know him. But excuse me, but basically I had met the person or someone of the same level as me, and we were working together, we were bouncing off each other through our process last year, all the way up to ascending. And you know, this is an amazing portion of your path of transcendence, okay? Amazing portion, because because you're meeting people of the same level as you, okay? And this is how you can work together, okay, to get through your process, yes, and for the end goals and all of that kind of thing, okay? But this is the monad level, okay? These are the soul groups, each of them, thank you. I will go into them in more detail in other transmissions, but basically the monad level is your soul group, okay? And you will come into contact with them, because once you hit that level, you kind of send out this, what do we call it? It's almost like an energetic call, basically, to others of your soul group, and then you somehow find your way to each other, okay? This will happen. And yeah, if this happens for you, please let me know, because it is a beautiful, amazing moment to have, okay? And because of everything that comes with it, and all the things that you'll be doing together as well, okay? It's beautiful. It really does feel like you've come home to your family kind of thing. Yeah, I can't say enough positive things just about that alone, okay? But yeah, so this, with the monad, the soul group level, okay, you're working with galactic energies, okay? You've transcended the earth realm, shall we say, the physical reality. My humour doesn't like it. There is a sword going into my neck, shoulder, collarbone, somewhere up there. I don't like it. Okay, right, moving on. Yeah, so galactic level, okay, so galactic energies, you're working through energies like the Atlantean Wars and things like that, and all that other stuff on galactic levels, okay, above the earth reality, so to speak, okay? As I said, I will go into detail with that, but that's the monad level, okay? And then the level after that, once you've transcended the monad level, okay, you then come into the avatar level, okay? Now, the avatar level itself, this is basically that point where your avatar self comes in and integrates with your physical body, okay? And this happens usually just before some space of time before you actually ascend, okay? And you complete your ascension process, so to speak, or process of transcendence. They can correct me any way they can, honestly. But yeah, so your avatar self, okay, when that comes in, that is your sovereign self. That is what the S is, okay? Your sovereign God self, okay? So when you feel that, because I was kept awake for a lot of these integrations and occurrences and events purely so that I can teach, obviously. Um, but but yeah, when my avatar self came in, okay, my dear first raver friend who I just mentioned before, she wasn't awake for it, but I was kept awake for it, and it was a pretty incredible experience, to feel them coming into your space, your vessel in here, to feel them come in. And you know, at this point where you hit that avatar level, when you have that embodiment, okay, you are completely balanced. Okay, you have worked through the masculine and the feminine templates. You've completed all of that work. Okay, you're completely balanced within yourself and unified, and that enables the space for your avatar self to come in. Okay, because when your avatar self comes in, your avatar self is androgynous. Yep, they are neither feminine nor masculine. They are simply androgynous. Okay, and you know, further down, thank you for the goosebumps, they will take on aspects of either feminine or masculine, but you have to have that balance within you first before they can even come in. And so when you're working from those different masculine feminine spaces, okay, you're able to interchange and all the rest of it, and it comes from a balanced state, okay, within yourself. And that is what the alignment is, that is what the unified self is, and all the rest of it, which I will get into. But yeah, in order for your avatar self to come through, your sovereign, your God's sovereign avatar self, in order for them to come in, okay, you need to be completely balanced and have worked through the masculine and feminine template systems, okay? And this is also, thank you, this is also a portion of your higher self. Yep. Okay, so, and it is amazing stuff when you get there, okay? And you know, they're little milestone markers, or they're major ones, but you have little ones in between, which I will continue to discuss with you, in between all of this stuff and everything else that I need to discuss. But yeah, so basically that's essentially your path of transcendence, okay? You're working through the soul matrix, which is the physical reality, human conditionings, the human condition itself, mental and emotional, all of that stuff, you transcend it, and then you move up to the monad level, okay? And then in the monad level, you're working through all the galactic or intergalactic, thank you, energies, okay, that come into play, okay? And with that, look, yes, the clairsentient attacks do feel more severe, okay? It just depends on what it is you need to work through. But yes, they can feel more severe at that level, at the monad level, okay? And then the avatar happens. But that's not to say that once the avatar self comes in that you don't feel things. Because you do, okay? There's still particular things that you need to clear and whatnot, but excuse me, but you do it from a unified space, okay? The other thing I want to quickly touch on while I have it here and it's drawn up, is that a lot of you second ravers particularly, and maybe others too, okay, this isn't restricted. It's not restricted to just second ravers. For some of you, you may come into this space and then come out of it, okay, because of all the quantum jumps that we have been experiencing, particularly in this last week, okay. There's been a lot of quantum timeline jumping, okay, things appearing, disappearing, and then appearing again, and things like that, okay. And thank you for pushing that example. One of the examples last week was when I went to the supermarket to buy some things to make a particular meal, and I thought that I bought 2 cans of diced tomatoes. Francie, Francie knows about this. But yeah, I thought I bought 2 cans of diced tomatoes. Yeah, got all the way home, started cooking, and then I went to pull the cans of diced tomatoes out of the pantry, and then I didn't look because I just assumed that's what I bought. So I'd open the can, empty the can into the pan of minced meat and the whole peeled tomatoes. Um, I'm like, what the? Never mind. Pick out the whole peeled tomatoes and then quickly chop them up before I chuck them back in the mix. And then I had to open the other can and do the same thing to all the whole peeled tomatoes because I literally thought I bought diced tomatoes because I picked them up from the diced tomato section because they were diced tomatoes when I picked them up from the shelf. All of that, got home, everything started cooking. Turns out they're whole peeled tomatoes. This is what I mean, okay? Quantum timeline pockets. This is what happens. Things are not what they seem, okay? This does add to the whole illusion side of things, yes, but at the same time, this is the spaces, the quantum pockets that you are kind of going in and out of, okay? Excuse me. And it is literally objects and things that are there and then they're not, okay? And then a few minutes later, they're back there, okay? And you know yourself that you haven't moved them, you know, things like that. I have an example from last year, this lovely little incident that happened where I went to the ATM, okay? And this is around the time that I was hitting quantum pockets, okay? And I went to the ATM and I had every intention of pulling out $20. That's all I was doing, just pulling out $20, put my card in, and then the next thing I remember is my card coming out of the ATM machine and $100, two $50 notes coming out. I have no recollection of the time in between that, from putting the card in to getting my card out. I have that space is completely gone. I don't know what I did, but apparently I pressed $100 and and that's what I withdrew from my account. And then I had a little word to my higher self about that afterwards because I don't want that happening, you know, particularly at that time. I was, you know, with money consciousness, it's very much, you know, I'm not a gazillionaire, so I can't, you know, continue pulling out $100 just because you feel like it because of a quantum pocket, basically. Anyway, so things like that will happen, okay, where you will not remember those little quantum pocket spaces, whatever happened in those spaces, okay, and then suddenly you've got whatever in your hands, okay, all right. And this is also about timeline jumping, absolutely. I mean, look, you are constantly timeline jumping anyway, but when it comes to quantum timelines, it's a little bit different, okay? Things are very, very different. Anyway, so I've drawn up another diagram for you guys just to have a look at in regards to quantum timelines and quantum pockets, okay? Thank you, I will. I was just being told to have a drink and clear my throat. Yeah, so with the quantum pockets, okay, a lot of second waves are experiencing these at the moment. It may have settled a bit now, okay. The fact that I've experienced it means that it's being experienced by you guys, on behalf of you guys, okay. Some of you are experiencing it, but basically I have drawn it up, okay, without looking like I'm creepy in the back. That's basically it, okay. The cues on those lines, they're the timelines, okay, and the cues on there are the quantum pockets, okay, that come through. And basically what happens with that, with particularly the quantum pockets, okay, the orange line at the end, okay, what I've written there is sovereign self timeline, okay. because you guys are in or moving up into the monad level, okay, this is what you're working through. Okay, so you're going to have quantum pockets happen a bit every now and then, so be prepared for that, okay? But basically what it is, what was I shown last year? Thank you. It's basically in order to have your avatar self come through to integrate, okay, with all these quantum timelines that are happening with the quantum pockets, okay, what's actually happening is it's almost like a combination, okay, like a combination, like if you they're showing me a briefcase, okay, so basically if you've got a briefcase, okay, and you've got to unlock it on both sides, let's just take one of those sides. The two sides is irrelevant, but let's take one side of it, okay? So basically you've got to move, you have to move the numbers, yeah, so that you can line them up so that it unlocks, right? Combination locks. Basically the same thing. It works to pretty much the same mechanics, okay? In that sense, through all these timelines, okay, you're kind of lining yourself up, okay? So you're bringing in literally basically parts, okay, these quantum pockets, you're lining them up within yourself, and I will just draw. Okay, now I have spoken of before the center column, okay, so I've just drawn the center column here, the orange line all the way down, okay. We'll call that your combination locking space, or unlocking space, thank you. Your combination unlocking space is your center column, okay. So you are literally bringing in these quantum pockets and lining them up into your center column, okay. So this is, you know, that's the most simplistic explanation, okay. The reality of that is that you're working through all of these timelines and you're collecting these quantum cells. See, and this is where things start to get really complicated, and I have to explain this. But yeah, you are literally collecting yourself again, okay. Same as with the fragmentation, okay. Once that's done on the soul level and you move up to your monad level, okay, you're pulling in these quantum pockets, your quantum versions of yourself, okay, to create that center column and to solidify it and unify it, okay. And then that, once that is unified, you are creating more of your sovereign self through each of those timelines, okay, through collecting yourself, all right. That is the most simplistic way that that I can put it, okay. But I will go into more detail with other transmissions for each of these things, but this is basically just a introduction into, you know, quantum mechanics and quantum physics of your path of transcendence. And look, if this feels too much, please by all means let me know. But I am doing my best to simplify it. You know, this is literally taking everything that I know and putting it into the most simplest forms for you guys, okay. Excuse me. So yeah, you are rebuilding yourself, okay. This is your path of transcendence. You are rebuilding your sovereign self. Your sovereign self already exists on other higher dimensions, yes, as I've said before, but you're rebuilding your sovereign self here in the physical reality, okay. And so this is why you need to work through all these different matrices, soul matrix, and and then the monad matrix, and then you hit the avatar matrix, okay. And they're the basic 3 levels that you're working through, okay. But with each level, yes, everything is complex, complicated. Things are shifting, things are everywhere. Your physical reality looks very different with each of them, okay. And and you will get there. Okay. I know this is completely breaking it down to a completely different level, but it is the reality of your process, okay, on a quantum level. And you need to get into being familiar with quantum physics, you know, even if it's the most simplistic expressions of it, okay, you still need to somewhat know a little bit of the base work and the foundational work with that, and how it fits basically, and how you fit into all of that, and your physical reality and everything else, and your process, and everything, literally everything, okay. It is a lot, I know, and 45, 41, 42. But as I said, I will break it down as much as I can and keep it as simple as I possibly can for you guys. But yeah, so these at the moment, that is basically the basics, okay. Yeah, so I will leave it at that, and I will let you guys kind of just process process this video a little bit. Please know, basically, as I said before, from this point onwards, I will be bursting bubbles, okay. I have to push you through and get you through your process, okay. I have to burst those bubbles, and you have to come into particular realities of your path of transcendence, okay. And in order for you to really own it and really move forward, because essentially you need to get there as quickly as possible. We're in crunch time, okay, so I will do my best to do everything I can to assist you with that on my end, okay. So yeah, this is the intro into quantum physics, and I hope it wasn't too much and didn't hurt your head too much. And I do apologise if it did. But it is what it is, okay? And yeah, just let me know if there's anything, if you have any issues or whatever, okay? Okay, guys, I will leave it there, all right? Thank you all so much for watching. I do appreciate that you guys take out the time for yourselves to do this, to watch these transmissions and do the activations and everything to progress yourself and move forward, okay? It is incredibly highly commendable and admirable that you do keep going, okay? I love and appreciate that you do, for yourself, okay? And yes, of course, for other angelics and humanity, subsequently, yes, but for yourself more importantly, okay? Because you cannot help others without helping yourself, okay? It's as simple as that. But yeah, thank you all so much for still being here and continuing on anyway, okay? And we're going to keep going, and we're going to get right down to business, okay? Okay, guys, I'll leave it there. Thank you all so much for watching. Please take care, okay? Stay strong and keep going, okay? Okay, I can't talk. By the time I get to the end of these, I can't talk. Anyway, yeah, I'm sending you so much love. Mwah. Please take care, and I'll see you in the next one. Okay, bye now.